We've got to see two of the most explosive young guards in the NBA lead their squads in the FIBA World Cup this summer, and it's been outstanding to watch. Those two are, of course, Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. While both teams have had their solid pieces for sure, Edwards and Shai have always seemed like the two biggest scoring talents on their roster at any given time. This is much of the same on their NBA rosters, and the reason they are both considered to be right at the top of the competition for best young up-and-coming scoring guards in the NBA. In my NBA Versus series, I've seen a number of commenters request this comparison, and so today, we're going to get right into it, discussing who does what better, who is the biggest difference maker, and who is the better player to have both now and long term. With all that, let's get into it. Firstly, shooting. This is a very challenging section to decide on because at first glance it seems rather obvious, but when you dig into things, it's a whole lot more complicated than that. Let's get to Anthony first. He is, to me, clearly the better three-point shooter. He shoots them at a higher volume by a large margin and still makes them at a higher percentage. Ant has gotten better and better every single season at both efficiency and volume and has turned into a legitimate threat both off the dribble and spotting up. Those are the pros though. His edge gets less clear when you take into account his mid-range. He, for the most part, is not a great mid-range shooter. He almost has a better three-point percentage than he does in the range between the three-point line and a 10-foot jump shot. Now, I've said it before, the three is what teams live and die on, and his edge behind the arc does help him, but the lack of mid-range prowess makes him more one-dimensional than he probably should be. Now on to Shai. Like I said, Ant is simply a better three-point shooter. Shai only made 63s this past season at a 34% clip, while Ant made 234 threes at a 36% clip. There isn't much of an argument to be had on three-point shooting. Shai does have a major edge within the arc though, as he is one of the most efficient mid-range shooters in all the NBA. While Edwards shoots 39% in the 10 to 16 foot range, Shai shoots an insane 50% from there. He has more variability on the shooting front in my opinion, which keeps him close. However, the NBA is a three-point shooting league, and if I needed one of the two to hit a three-pointer to win the game, I'm picking Edwards. That's why I give him the slight edge here, 10 to 9. Shot creation. Now this one's a bit more obvious to me. A lot of credit to Anthony Edwards. He's a great shot creator, really. He's got an effective handle. He's really strong. He's crafty, athletic. He uses all of that in conjunction to open up some quality looks that he has the ability to knock down. His step back for three is really nice, and his explosion is really the shining aspect of his shot creation. He blows by guys to get to the rim really often. His skill set is nowhere near as refined or diverse as Shai's though. It just isn't. Where Anthony sometimes struggles taking and making mid-range pull-ups, there's no area of shot creation that Shai is below par. He's a prolific shot creator. He has one of the highest unassisted shot rates in the NBA, and he still puts up an extremely high amount of points almost any given night. Shai has immense talent as an ISO player. His handle is sharp, he is quick and deceptively strong, and you can clearly see he has so many options when attacking a defender. If they're too far off, he can easily step back and hit a mid-range. If they're out of position, he can blow by them and finish. And he absolutely does not struggle to create space on a tight defender. To me, like I said, Ant does not struggle to create his own shot. But there is very few players on the level of Shai here. He wins this category 10 to 8. Now on finishing, this is a very difficult category as both guards are among the best in the league at finishing overall. They both do it in different ways, but they're both absurdly effective. Starting with Edwards, his finishing ability is based a lot around his crazy physical talent. Edwards, being as strong and athletic as he is at the shooting guard position, gets to the rim at will with brute force and speed and can elevate over defenders better than just about anyone in the NBA. You can see it with his numerous highlight reel dunks and his athletic lay-ins. He shot 67.4% at the rim in the 22-23 season, which is pretty impressive for a high-volume guard such as himself. Shai, on the other hand, can create as well. Like I said, it's in a different form than Ant though. Shai's in-air adjustments are next level. He's a bit more finesse while Ant is more power. I think the only player in the league that has the ability to adjust and finish at the guard position like Shai is Kyrie. He's just that good at it. His percentage on at the rim shots is nearly the exact same as Edwards at a 67.8%. So the difference between the two is minuscule taking everything into account. Both are elite, so in this category, I feel as though while Ant is slightly below Shai in overall at the rim move diversity, Shai is also slightly behind Edwards in pure athleticism. So, like I said, they're basically both elite. I'm calling this one a draw, 10 to 10. Now on to playmaking. So the two do technically play different positions, but they're both functionally scoring guards with the ball in their hands almost at all times, so the difference is fairly minimal. Because of their roles as primary on-ball guys, we can definitely look at their playmaking as a valid stat of contention. On Anthony, he's gotten consistently better and better in the role as an on-ball creator, and as the Timberwolves have asked him to create more and more for others, he has taken on the task and filled that role quite admirably. His assist to turnover ratio did increase this most recent season, but he had some really effective stretches. He's worked a lot in the pick and roll or pick and pop game, and he's gotten gradually better at finding the screener when it's the right read. He does still tend to get a bit of tunnel vision on drives and occasionally struggles to kick out in scenarios that he needs to, but I do believe he's improving here. It doesn't come to him as naturally as it does to Shai though. Shai is a scorer first, he still does play the point guard position. Because of that, they're obviously going to ask him to play make for others. And he doesn't do it a ton, but when he does, he typically makes the right read. He anticipates really well. There are times where you can tell he notices a shooter will be open if he takes it at the help side defender, and he immediately kicks it out for an open shot. He averaged 5.5 assists on 2.8 turnovers, so more assists and less turnovers than Edwards. Just generally seems to be more aware of the court, the players on his team, where to get the ball, even if he isn't naturally a playmaker, so I will give this one to Shai 10-8. Now defensively, Anthony shows a lot to like here. He has all the tools to be a great on-ball defender, and like most of the other traits Anthony has shown, he gets better all the time. As a rookie, he was widely considered to be pretty decent as an on-ball guy, but a poor off-ball defender. Now, I think most people consider him a very good on-ball player and a decent off-ball player. Like I said, the traits and athleticism are there. He's laterally quick, very strong, often takes the right angles when guarding one-on-one at defensive end. Off ball, he's in the passing lanes more than before, and while there are occasionally still lapses, I don't think anyone would consider him an off-ball liability. His talent has shown recently, especially when it comes to his active hands, as he was third in the NBA in steals in the 2022-23 season. On Shai's end though, Ant did end up with more total steals than him in the 22-23 season. They were exactly tied in steals per game with 1.6. Shai just played less games. On blocks, Shai does have the advantage with around a block per game, leading all guards in the NBA, while Edwards only ended with about a 0.7 per game block average. Now, defense isn't just counting stats like blocks and steals, but Shai does the little things on defense better too, in my opinion. Like I mentioned, Ant is very good on ball and decent off ball. Shai is very good both off and on ball. When guarded directly by Shai, offensive players' field goal percentage drops from an average 48% down to 46%. He does phenomenally well to stick to his man, and help side traps and rotations are all solid. I think Edwards does a lot of things well here, but Shai has less defensive shortcomings overall, so he wins here at 10-9. As far as career accolades go, both players are relatively young, so you don't ask for too much as far as career achievement. But both of these players are pretty accomplished for the most part. Both one-time All-Stars for the first time last year. Edwards was All-Rookie First Team, while Shai was All-Rookie Second Team. But Shai just made All-NBA First Team, which is the biggest accomplishment either of them have. Now in the playoffs, neither has done that much, but it can be said that Edwards has done more for his team in the playoffs than Shai has. Shai hasn't made the playoffs since 2020, and that was before he was the first option for a team. Anthony single-handedly took on the Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs and performed exceptionally, and managing to steal a game in that series versus the eventual champion, while he was legit doing it all the whole series, that's an accolade in itself. So while Shai has probably edged out Edwards in the caliber of awards won, Edwards' playoff performance, while Shai has yet to shown anything on that stage as a star, makes this category even to me 10-10. So the final scorecard gives it 59-55, Shai being the winner. That is a pretty close score, and I think it accurately reflects my opinion on the two players as of now. Edwards is very, very good, but I think Shai is just a bit better in most categories. That being said, Shai should be better as of now. He is more refined and has been in the league quite a bit longer at this point. He is 25 and Ant is just 22, which is crazy because it seems like Edwards has been around for a while, and yet he's still as young as he is. I mean, truly crazy what he's accomplished so far. At the age Edwards is now, Shai had just finished coming off a 19-point per game season, which is certainly fine, but you compare that to what Edwards' age 21 season is, and it's clear who was the better player at that age. Edwards has more room to grow, while Shai might be approaching a ceiling either now or in the next couple years. It becomes very murky determining who I'd rather have long-term though, because even though Edwards does have a lot of room to grow, Shai was simply spectacular last season. Like, if the Thunder make the playoffs and he has a great team around him, to me, there's no question that he could be the best player on a contender. I think Ant could be the same, as he has showed that he only elevates his game in the playoffs based on that Nuggets series. This is one of those scenarios where there's no real wrong answer here. You want a guy who's ready now and will still be good for another 7 to 8 years? Take Shai. If you're on a team who isn't quite ready, like the Timberwolves coincidentally, and you want an elite guy for the next decade, go with Ant. That being said, final verdict is Shai now, probably a draw long term. With that, we conclude this video. Thank you to the commenter who suggested this video. I thought it was a great idea for a comparison. I appreciate all feedback, so if you agree or disagree with my conclusions here, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. If you have any future video suggestions, let me know down in the comments as well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hey, thanks again for watching this video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and click on one of these videos here to see more.